Joseph S. Coulter, died March 26, 1872, aged 30 years, 11 months and 21 days. Captain J.S. Coulter. Civil War, 1861 to 1865. Oh, they also have the stars he got in the war. Hey friends, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another video from the historic gold country or the Mother Lode region of California. In this video, we'll go and explore two iconic gold rush era towns, Coulterville and Jacksonville. During the gold rush era, these two towns were booming with miners from all over the world passing through to try their luck and increase their wealth. But the situation is totally different now. While Jacksonville has completely gone from the face of the earth, inundated by the water from the Don Pedro Reservoir, Coulterville is still a thriving town, but nowhere close to its prosperous glory days. Let's go and explore these legendary gold rush era towns. Join me and have fun. Let's get started. What remains of these two historic towns can be found by driving roughly 2 hours and 30 minutes to the east of San Jose in the San Francisco Bay Area. These two places are located very close to each other and can be covered in one day, so you can also plan for a day trip if you are in the Bay Area. The Vista point for Jacksonville is located right on the famous California Highway 120 near Don Pedro Reservoir. You will come across the Jacksonville Vista point first if you are driving east along California Highway 120 from the Bay Area. The coordinates for Jacksonville Vista point direct you to an address in the present-day Jamestown. From the Jacksonville Vista point, the town of Coulterville is located about 15 miles south along California Highway 49. So on the way to Coulterville, stopped here. This is a historic landmark. This is actually a vista point for Don Pedro Reservoir on Tulum River. It was once the location of a historic town called Jacksonville, but now it's covered with water of Lake Don Pedro. Beautiful location, nice chill out place. The Jacksonville Vista Point is now officially designated as California Historical Landmark number 419. It's located to the north of Don Pedro Bridge and 3.5 miles southeast of the Chinese camp. Behind me is Don Pedro Lake, which merges onto the Tulum River. Like many of the earliest gold rush settlements, Jacksonville peaked very early in California's history, and little information is available on what the town was like in its first few years. A post office was established in October 1851, and that year the US Census recorded 252 inhabitants of the town. It is likely the population of the town was much more than that, as the rich local placer mines were intensively worked in 1849 and 1850. Estimates of placer gold recovered from the Jacksonville district vary widely, some reporting $9 million while other reports of up to $40 million. Starting in the late 1850s, lode mining began in the district. The Eagle Shawmut mine, which operated on a large scale from 1897 until 1942, was the leading mine in the area. So near this site, now inundated by the waters of Don Pedro Reservoir, stood the historic town of Jacksonville. It was settled by Julian Smart, who planted the first garden and orchard in the spring of 1849, named for
Colonel A.M. Jackson in 1850. It was the principal river town in the area. It was the gathering center for thousands of miners working the rich bed of the Tulum River. California registered historical landmark number 419. Plaque placed by the State Department of Parks and Recreation in cooperation with the Golden Chain Council of the Mother Lode and the 120 Highway, and the I-1 and the Highway 120 Highway Association, November 1971. It's a historic place, guys. Highway 120, the famous Tioga Pass highway towards Yosemite. It's a 360 view.
I stayed around 30 minutes at this Vista point, paying homage to the historic, once vibrant gold rush era town of Jacksonville and enjoying the scenic beauty of Don Pedro Reservoir. Then I proceeded towards Coulterville. It was late in the day when I reached Coulterville, so I decided to explore the town the next day. I went directly to check into the motel. At Coulterville, I stayed at the Yosemite Gold Country Lodge. This lodge was my base location as I went exploring the California Gold Country for the next 2 days, as you might have seen in my other videos. Located roughly 26 miles from the western entrance to Yosemite National Park and boasting stunning mountain views, this lodge is an affordable option for travelers exploring this part of California. The motel is located right on California Highway 49. The room that I stayed in had the basic minimum required facilities. I was okay with it. If you are driving this way and is looking for a place to stay, please read the reviews about this place before booking it. Everyone might have a different opinion about this place. For me, it was perfect.
So I stayed for 2 nights in this lodge or hotel. It's good. I recommend this place if you are coming to Yosemite or exploring the gold country of California. It's in Coulterville, middle of nowhere, but it's like 20 to 30 miles from all the important small towns, and also it's very close to Highway 120 to go to Tioga Pass and Yosemite. The signal is good, 4G perfect, Wi-Fi in the room is good, room is reasonable for the price in this part of the world, and nothing to complain about much. But the breakfast is okay. Coffee was not that good, but still better than nothing, so stay here. The views in the morning is gorgeous.
Next day morning, it was time to explore the historic Coulterville. This town really takes you back in time to the gold rush era. As I was walking through the town, I came across this Coulter Cafe and General Store. I decided to have breakfast from here. Originally, this was the Sample family home. Initially built as a residence, this building later became Sample's rooming house. It became Holland's grocery store some years later. It is now the Coulter Cafe and General Store. While waiting for my breakfast, I came across this Coulterville town map at the cafe. I noted down some important landmarks that I should visit during my time here. The breakfast was delicious and the customer service was really good. After finishing the breakfast, I set out to explore the town of Coulterville. George and Margaret Coulter first arrived in the area in 1850. They started a business selling supplies to the miners. Previous to the Coulter's arrival, the miners had to travel some 30 miles to the north to find the closest trading post in Sonora. The Coulter's store flew a small American flag which soon became a landmark to the nearly 2,000 miners in the area. The place was referred to as Banderita, or the little flag in Spanish, by the Mexican miners. The discovery of gold nearby in 1852 caused the community to grow rapidly, eventually reaching a population of over 5,000.
Jail from 1899.
Well, when you are handling that much amount of gold, there is a possibility of crime happening. So you need a jail. So this small cozy jail was built in 1899. The cable from the Mary Harrison mine hoist was used for reinforcing the walls. The jail is quite escape proof.
It's not open any side.
For some reason, I always get fascinated with these small jails in these California gold rush towns. I don't know why. Well, what can I say? They're spooky and I like that.
That's the historic Hotel Jeffrey. Coulterville groceries and ice. Go here.
The most iconic landmark here is the Hotel Jeffrey. It was known as the Mexican Hotel when George Jeffrey purchased it in 1852. The Jeffrey family owned and operated the hotel for many years, repairing it every time it burned down when fires swept through Coulterville. Each rebuilding added to the hotel until it became the striking three-story building one finds today. Hotel Jeffrey has had many distinguished guests in its past, including Theodore Roosevelt, Mark Twain and John Muir. The hotel is said to be haunted with up to 17 ghosts. Located across the street from Hotel Jeffrey is the famous Whistling Billy, the 8-ton Portal locomotive which was bought by the Merced Gold Mining Company for $3,500, shipped around the Horn and brought to Coulterville by mule train in 1897. Just west of the town, the tracks Whistling Billy ran on had a climb that was steep and twisting due to the many switchbacks and sharp turns in the rough terrain, which earned it the title of crookedest railway in the world. Next to the Whistling Billy is the Hangman's Tree, which is a giant oak that was used to hang those found guilty of capital crimes. Spooky. This was just in front of the Coulterville Hotel, which was built in 1882 as a private residence by William McCarthy, who was both a pharmacist and Wells Fargo agent next to his place of work. In 1894, the place was leased to Purvey Davis. Davis then added 2 stories and opened the building as the Coulterville Hotel. The hotel was a large and impressive 3-storied establishment until it burned down in the 1899 fire, leaving nothing but the rock walls. Situated next to the Coulterville Hotel is the modern-day Northern Mariposa County History Center, often referred to as the Coulterville Museum, which offers visitors a glimpse of the life and times of early California from the early 1800s through the boom days of the 1849 California Gold Rush and the post-Gold Rush era of the late 1800s to the early 20th century. The museum opened to the public in 1983. Precious family heirlooms, mining and farm equipment, old photographs, and bits of local history continue to steadily be donated to the museum, not only by local residents but from people around the globe who send the items home, allowing for fresh and expanded exhibits that are updated each January. What you see here is the remnants of the Barrett blacksmith shop. Built in the early 1850s, this blacksmith shop was where local miners would have their tools and mining equipment made and repaired, their horses and mules shod, and their other smithing needs met. Over the years, Barrett's served as a garage, gas station, and eventually a grocery store. After making a quick stop at the Mint, I went to explore the public cemetery. It was the largest of the 3 cemeteries in Coulterville and has been in use since the 1850s. 1850s, guys. I spent some time here trying to find the tombstones of people who died in the 1800s and the early 1900s. For some reason, this was fascinating, at the same time scary. You will easily find the tombstones of those veterans who died in the American Civil War and American-Mexican War. George and Margaret Coulter, founders of Coulterville, are buried in the center of this historic cemetery, just above the oak tree. Grave markers also display the names of many other Coulterville pioneer families, including the Bruskis, Cuneos, Fisks, Greeley's, Murphys, Musantes, and many others. The intricate rock work seen in the cemetery is the work of John Musante.
Born 1839, died 1890. accepting the dead. All like 150 years back. Very historic cemetery. Elizabeth, wife of I don't know, Mr. Coulter, born July 2nd, 1854, died I think August 16, 1901. George Coulter, okay. Yeah, C.W. Coulter, born July 12, 1818, died January 4, 1902. Also has wife Margaret, born January 10, 1817, died February 2, 1891. Sergeant G.W. Coulter, Laclade Rangers, Mexican-American War, 1847 to 1846 to 1847. Age also. See. Agni Coulter died August 7, 1864, aged 21 years, 2 months and 21 days. Joseph S. Coulter died March 26, 1872, aged 30 years, 11 months and 21 days. Captain J.S. Coulter, Civil War, 1861 to 1865, PA, I think Volume Infantry, 11th, 53rd and 205th Regiments. Oh, they also have the stars he got in the war. Foreign Wars of the United States, or Veterans of Foreign Wars of the United States. I think A.A. Coulter, born March 21, 1871, died March 31, 1871. 10 days. Mason Club. August 7, 2019. Death.
The Sun Sun Wo store, built in 1851, is the lone remnant of one of the Mother Lode's largest Chinatowns. The store was named after its original owners, Mo Da Sun and his son Sun Ko. It was the largest Chinese-owned store in Coulterville.
Coulterville also has a pool. It's not that side of the town. It has new life too. It can accommodate 94 people.
If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like and share the video and subscribe to my channel, LivetoTravel. To get instant notification when I upload new videos, please press that bell icon. Thanks for watching this video. See you in the next video.